Welcome to my world. Hello. So, I had some black left over and I wanted to go ahead and start on this tray. The black was already mixed up. And I'm just going to put this around the edges and I'm going to fill it up almost to the top. That's the amount that's left in that cup. I was showing you that I was using the black paste from HTV Ront, and we are using Magic Resin tabletop resin for this project. We're going to mix up some white wave from KSRESIN, get that mixed up in this cup, and we're going to let that sit for just a little bit. I did cut some of that mixing out for you so you weren't bored with that. Get the rest of what's in this cup scraped out, and we're going to mix up turquoise from KSRESIN. Going to speed this up here, but there's just a little bit of satisfaction from watching yourself mix up resin. So because we're working with resin that I started using on a previous project, I was letting you know that I can feel the resin is starting to get a little warm. This tabletop does have about a 45-minute work time with it. We're just going to put this turquoise down through here. I'm watching the bubbles pop. Let's zoom in. Went ahead and mixed up some green from KSRESIN as well. I'm basing the colors for this tray off of a heat transfer that I have of 2 birds. And so I wanted to add just a little bit of pink as well. This is my Piñata, or Piñata, however you want to say it, Piñata pink. But it had started to dry a little bit. So rather than throw the bottle away, guys, you can reconstitute that powder in the bottom. See how fragrant, wow. See how rich that pink is. All I did was about 4 or 5 sprays of alcohol back down into that bottle and shook it up and reconstituted it. Now what you're going to see is I'm not going to be exactly happy with the transparency of the pink, so I'm going to pull some mica out, and it's a poppy colored mica that you can purchase from Michael's. That is where I buy it at. Giving the white a stir, and we're going to go ahead and mix up a little more turquoise. This tray, and you'll see more about the tray at the end of the complete video about how when you start putting the resin in, it weighs it down. The support structures on the flip side, they're not flat as to the sides of the mold. So when you weigh it down with the resin, it starts sinking in, and it'll actually sink in heavier in the center than the sides. It's just how they made the mold. It all works out in the end. So let's just go ahead and pour the rest of that turquoise in. And then we're going to go ahead and put the white and the poppy / pink in there as well. Alright guys, so we're going to see what this looks like, and I'm not 100% what we're going to put in the tray part of it. I am thinking about going to see how it looks. I'm thinking about this. So this is cool. So you can see, because of the paste, how it did the scales. Some people call those dragon scales, which is pretty cool. We got lots of options. So let me grab a couple things. Let's look at some options for what goes in, what we can put in a tray. So we got lots. What you do is, if you want to put that on there, you get it placed and you use your heat gun and put it down, and then anything you put on here you're going to top coat with resin. But let me get my bad knee situated here, and we'll sit down and we're going to look at some options. One that jumped out at me. This stuff to the side. I got a lot of stuff. I'll be back. Alright, so we've got lots of options, but with the blue, like this, I was thinking, because we can always put the white behind it and then place the bluebirds in the middle. Or we can bypass the white and we can do the feathers, which I don't think looks really good with that. I don't like that, because we can put white or we can put black. What do you think? The black looks better, doesn't it? Because I had picked out the birds to go with the tray, and this is just look how pretty. This is just one of those things that you never know how resin is going to work. You don't know what it's going to turn out like. So once you get it, you adapt to it. You figure out, okay, what am I going to do to make this work? And what's that? It still just doesn't go. So I think we're just going to stick with this cool down because it's hot. I heated everything up, and since this tray was just done yesterday, it wasn't at a full cure. You know, it's not. So we're going to let this lay flat. We're going to let this cool down, and then we're going to put a flood coat on. Now, how you do this, and I could have shown you if I'd have taken the camera over to the heat gun area, but I didn't, and I apologize. But I've got this placed down, and you can see the pattern. I've got that down, and as I'm holding that heat gun down on there, I'm just taking a stick and rubbing that transfer down as I'm heating it up, and it just comes right off. So there's that. We got a flood coat to do, but we're going to let this sit and cure back down because we just heated this resin right back up, and then we'll flood coat it. Alright, so it's been an hour. I've got my magic resin mixed up. It's just your basic magic resin, art and craft epoxy resin, magic resin, equal parts A and B. I get them in 1 and 2 gallon increments by the week usually. Alright. I mixed up 12 ounces, which I know I will not need 12 ounces. But I am going to put a nice little hefty layer in this dish. I'm going to let it flow. No drips, no drips. We don't need any drips. Ah, there went another drip. That's my fault. Alright. Let that flow. We're going to put it in there slow. Let it do a thin layer. We'll watch it. Make sure we get all the bubbles to the surface. This mold, when it's poured, it always has some kind of waves in it. Always. And I'll show you why I think that is while we're letting that settle. So the weight of the resin, you can see how the mold's made. And the weight will go down, which gives you some waves over the actually silicone is framed out. So, just pretty much unavoidable. Watch this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add just a little more. This is pretty. I think this turned out really, really pretty, and I like the black. I think that made the birds pop. Let's turn this off. Didn't realize that was, there we go. That's better, right? You don't got that ring light on there? That looks really good. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing that piece of gold. Maybe I'm seeing things, guys. Maybe I'm seeing things. So this is a leveling table. This is the heat mat on top of the leveling table with the silicone mat on top. Like I still want a little more. Call me crazy. Because of the way the mold's made, it's higher here than it is at the sides. I'm really watching